Caden, so, you know, you and I have talked about making a knife. I brought it up to you when I was living in Coeur d'Alene. It's something that I've been interested in for probably about 3 years, I guess. I was interested in making a knife. And I know that you're interested in knives too, so what I did, I went out and bought a bunch of tools. This is all for you, since we're in that phase that we're not talking to each other, or you're not talking to me. I went ahead and started it. Right now I've got about $350 dropped into tools, and watched a lot of videos on making knives. Then I've talked with knife makers. Robert Showers was one who I knew about 3 years ago. He told me about knife making and how you do it. And he went to his place. He showed me some stuff, some really cool stuff. And then I've been speaking with the knife. This guy that owns a shop in Coeur d'Alene. He's been sending me information and helping me along the way. I haven't gotten far at all. Right now, geez, I just finished finally. I think I've got all the tools I need. I obviously don't have a forge. I went out and bought some steel. So let me show you what I got. So I'm going to go ahead and make the first knife. And if you like it, and you're interested in doing this, I'm going to give all this is yours. So again, it's pretty expensive. It's not actually, they say for a hobby, this is a cheap hobby, or inexpensive hobby. So, but that depends on how much money you have. And I'm not rolling on a whole lot of dough, so let me show you what we got going. So, all right, my man. All right, so for starters, I know you can't see now. I've been able to figure out how to set up a. If you could only see the freaking tower I put this damn camera on, man, it looks like it's about ready to go over. Jenga. Okay, so first of all, let me see what we got here. All right, got your clamps, industrial size. Whoop, here, which you'll need. You'll need sandpaper, obviously, for this is for the wood, the handle. It depends what you make your handle out of. You can choose to make it out of bone. I'm going with wood in the first handle. Exotic hardwood. You got to make sure it's hard. That's for sure. So we got the fine grit, the rough grit, steel saw. This was one. Everything is brand new in this case, other than the skill saw. And you got a 48 TPI blade here. And I went out and bought you the 120 or 140 TPI for finer cuts. Then you got some smaller sliding grooves here. And as I go along in this process, I'm going to make different little videos. I'm not doing all this today. No, no. So I'll stitch this all together. But I already made one of the videos. I made like 5 videos already. This is when the last video I made, but I figured I got to make a beginning. So on this saw blade, you're going to see in the other video that this does not have a guard on the bottom. So when you're done using it, be very careful of just setting it down. It's just going to cut through whatever. So hold it upright like that and let it stop spinning. It only takes less than a minute, and then you can set it down. But I made this cheap little plastic guard, so when you put it back in this bag, that will keep the blade from cutting through the bag, because this wasn't a cheap bag, man. I went out and bought you a bunch of tools, and man, most of them came from Harbor Freight, and you couldn't carry all that crap home in a plastic bag, so I bought you a bag here, so that's going to help out. Then I bought you a second bag, the other tools in it. This was only $2 at Goodwill. Anyhow, so there you got your skill saw. Let me just leave it there. In all the videos I went over and went over some different sizes. They said this is all the stuff you'll need. Again, this is my 5th video I made, so I've already done quite a bit of it. And in the process, I've had to pick up a few more tools. So let's go with wood. Well, so these are some exotic woods I picked up from some wood shop out near Spokane Valley. This here is a wild maple. No, wild. Curly maple is what it's called. curly maple, and I haven't even touched it yet. But I thought this might be interesting for staining because it's so damn white. That we can stain it any color you want. This is called purple honor. Yeah, purple honor wood, and that's the natural color. Isn't that beautiful? So that's gonna be really cool. This is I think this one is $14 a foot. That curly maple was like $18 a foot, and then this one's cool. This one's called zebra wood. This is $28 a foot. I got roughly half a foot. I've already made cuts, but you have to be careful when cutting this kind of stuff because on my budget, you don't want to make mistakes because you don't want to. It's money down the drain. But this gonna be cool because I bought Damascus steel, and I told a friend, I said this Damascus steel is cool looking because if zebra was a metal, it would definitely be Damascus. So I found a zebra wood to go with the Damascus. And we're talking about Damascus. Here's what I got. This literally cost me $100. This is stupid, man. This is a $100 piece of steel. It's actually priced at $34 for a size, which is this is 10 inches by 2.5 inch. And see, look at that. It's very, very thick. And look at the beauty of that. All right, you see what I mean? That's what the blade's gonna look like. Like I said, it looks like a zebra. So together, I got cuts here. I'm working on what scales are, the handle. So this is a scale. I made some cuts. Hasn't been sanded down yet, but imagine how beautiful that's gonna look when it's all done. It's all zebra. I'm thinking. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but this gonna be badass. I don't know if you can tell by this kitchen knife here. See, that right there is called the spine. That's the back side of the knife, the non-dull side, the dull side. And you'll see the difference in thickness on this cut Damascus. You see that okay? There you go. This Damascus is some thick, heavy stuff. And man, it's gonna make a great. I'm trying to make a combat knife. And it's cool because I've been designing it myself, and I'm thinking I got some templates offline on some hunter knives, and I use that as a basis to start with. But I wanted the Western culture, Americans, they make what they call drop point knives. All our knives have a point on the tip. This is the point, the very point here. And this area would be the tip where it starts to slope down. And that's what Americans do their knives like. They call them drop points. And that makes the tip somewhat effective in some areas, but overall for combat purposes, they have a tendency to break. So I went with the Tonto blade, which you like, because it's not a drop point. It's very thick throughout the spine, and it's thick all the way along. And it's less likely to break. So I went with the Tonto design on my knife, and that comes to the next thing is templates, which I did a lot of those. So I went online, turned out some templates. So this is one of the hunting knives I decided on, and but I've switched it up. I like basically turned it into 3 knives to use 3 different knives. So I took that. The handle I took from oh shit, I forgot. That's a combat handle, but I like the karambit style with the ring, the safety ring. Now I'm gonna move that up front though. But you see there, it's a nice grip. But then the blade itself, I switched out with the Tonto blade, which I'm going to be grinding down later. Which you're going to see all these tools here in a minute. So templates to make. Now I'm going to put a serrated edge on the tops for cutting through shit. See, safety glasses, big, all kinds of tools, man. I'm not going to go through all this shit. You'll see it when you get there. And why you have hammer pins. You're going to need to be hammering into the steel. But the bigger tools you're going to need. You got your safety goggles. You got your safety gloves. So this is when we heat treat. the steel, because the Damascus steel, like I just bought, that's going to make one blade. It's going to be one for what they call full tang, or the skeleton of the knife. And we're going to heat it up. And so to handle it when it's heated up, there's different ways of doing that. To handle it, I bought you. I was looking for some large tongs to pick the metal up out of the fire, but I ended up getting one of these. Knife maker on video was pointing this out, and this is some kind of magnetic rod. This will actually hold up to 15 pounds. It's pretty impressive, actually. Let me show you the demonstration. Here you go. Yeah, so I don't know, probably 2.5 pound handle. See, it's 1 pound. So this will hold 15 pounds. What's this? Pretty impressive. So we'll use that to pick the blade of Damascus up out of the furnace or whatever we're going to do, however we're going to heat it. But anyway, back to the tools. I know you're excited about the tools, man. Every man is. So the big one is, this is called, everybody calls it these Dremels. It's a rotary tool. This is by Walmart. It's called a Hyper Tough rotary tool. And with this, you can do all kinds of stuff. You can cut through steel, cut through plastic, cut through wood. Small cuts, nothing deep. This is 1.5 amp. The new Dremel 4000, I went and looked at it at Lowe's. They want $99 for it. It's 1.6 amp, but this one runs at a higher RPM. It was much less than the 20 or the 100. This comes with 105 accessories. So cutoff wheels, sanders, grinders. You can all attach it. You can engrave with this, like so. On your steel, when you make your knife, you can engrave your name or whatever you want to put on it. So this is going to be handy for everyday use around your house when you get this. But this is going to be really important in knife making. It's going to save you a lot of time. So that's your rotary tool. The drill I went out and picked you up. This is cordless, obviously. Everything else is corded. So I got you an extension cord for that. But we picked you up. It's not that strong, but it's strong enough. 12 volt to get through the steel. And then I got you some cobalt drills that'll get through that steel as well. And this is the one I'm interested in using. This is your angle grinder, and this will be used. You can cut again. You can use these to cut through concrete. I was told, I've never used one before, I can go out to this street right out here and cut a big slab of the street right out of there using this. And try to get this handle on there. So then I've got you in the sorting package of discs. You got like 10 in there for different purposes, but all for cutting through steel. And so that's going to be interesting, man. This is going to be coming big time for cutting the blade out. You got to cut the shape of the blade out of that piece of Damascus, and this is what you're going to use. All right. File, probably going to have to pick up a few more of these, but this is a big one, I understand, when sharpening, when knife making. So probably going to have to pick up some different styles or different grit, but file, really important. Oh yeah, and with that file, when you're filing all the crap off of, like the burr grit, the crap from the burr on the knife, from the sanding, brush the file out so it works more effectively. And then I just built this little fucking case because every time I reach into that bag, one of these freaking teeth, man, they're steel. They poke into my fingers and shit. So I made you a little case for that. All right. Drill bits. I don't know about you, man, but when I was 15, I didn't have a single tool, man. But I'd always go use my dad's, and I always end up injuring myself somehow. I got some crazy stuff in that. So bag number 1 down here, or that's bag number 2. So and then what you're gonna need is a shop table. I didn't have a shop table, but this used to actually be a beautiful coffee table when I got it about 1.5 years ago. I just been using it for all kinds of crazy shit. But now I've turned it into literally it's looking like a shop table. And so here, I drilled a piece of wood on there because the clamps, this table is like, you got to clear like 4 inches. So I threw a solid piece of plywood on there. You only have to clear about less than an inch. And then for accurate cuts, I don't have a bandsaw. You probably won't have either. But I bought a miter box. This will help cut at angles, and it keeps the blade straight up, and it's going to give you accurate cuts with this. They say you gotta have it. What the fuck is this called? I'm not gonna pretend to you, man. I don't know much about this kind of stuff. This was never my thing. Hacksaw. So it's usually they bought it. The hacksaw originally was designed for cutting through pipe, as I understand, but depending on what kind of size of teeth you use, it can be used for wood as well. I haven't really used it yet. A vise, you want to get an industrial size vise, at least 5 inches. If you can find a 7 inch, that would probably be good. I have yet to find one except for Ace Hardware, and they're asking for quite a bit of money. And I'm gonna wait until I can find one, just like a yard sale or something. But in the meantime, I picked up a little Arts and Craft Black & Decker Arts and Craft vise. It puts 100 pounds of pressure, so it should be able to hold things just fine with sanding them down. We'll find out. I don't know. Yeah, what's interesting about this is knife makers, they like a shop table that rotates, spins 360. So this is because it will spin 360. So hopefully, when we go through this process, we're going to find out if that's useful to us or not. And then also, it swivels at angles up to 45 degrees. And then it tightens down here. There's a notch here. Let's see if give you a demonstration of how this works. So say it's like this. We want to cut through, say, a piece of wood. And you're going to tighten it down here. And the cool thing about this, if you look at this, like this, you can the way it grips an object is cool. You can go at an angle at the top, do a smaller degree at the bottom, or you can, or just do a solid piece, just like that. So we got that locked in, right? Just like that. And we want to make it just flat. Again, that's solid. You can pick up this table with it, and then you can use that to, I don't know, whatever we're gonna find out we need it for. But a vise is a must-have, and by the time you get this, all of this, hopefully I'll have found that vise. But so that's pretty much it. I've got everything except the industrial vise. So, and I know I'm going to find one. Somebody's going to have one they're willing to sell me. But that's it. Turn my living room into a shop. I've been loving the skill saw. I've been running that skill saw and been making lots of noise. It's fun. It's really fun. The rotary tool is fun as well. Want to be careful with those little cut wheels though. They are very fragile, and although they can cut through wood, no problem. These little cut wheels that go on the end of the rotary tool are so brittle. It's just ridiculous. See this? Just like that. So you don't want to. Be careful because they fly off. Yeah, I found that out. I put those safety goggles on, went to cut my first piece of wood, and man, that thing snapped immediately, and I felt it hit my nose, and I was thinking, oh shit, because a sharp cut, I know from experience, a sharp cut, you're not going to feel so much. So I just felt a sting on my nose, and so, oh shit. If that's a sharp cut, I'm gonna be bleeding here in about 2 seconds. So I got up, looked in the mirror. It wasn't. It just bounced off. But if it would have, I'm glad I had those safety goggles on because that would have really hurt the eyeball. So make sure you're wearing that safety goggle in all times. Anyways, oh yeah. So I was looking at different knife handles for this knife of mine, And I've been trying all different, it's, because I want to make a custom knife handles, right? So where is it? I started with my steak knife here and seeing what, now remember I'm using a karambit style blade. This is another template I'm working on right now. Because I want that ring, you know, how you hold the karambit like this when you're using that. I want the safety ring, but then I'm thinking about putting the top up here. So I got 2 rings on it, like that, and then the guard up here. You're gonna learn all this when you're going along, the guard and all that. The guard, the pommel, the spine, you know, the tang, the bevel, the tips versus the points. Anyways, you're gonna learn all that, but you're gonna be making a lot of templates. So I was online looking at different knives and their style of handles, and I found this knife. This is what's cool, because I've never made a knife and I've never had a combat knife, but I found something. Damn, I forgot the name. It's called a Tsar knife. It's used by special forces, and it's the knife I made. It's the same knife that I fucking designed, and it's cool because they decided on the tonto blade, the serrated edge on the back for cutting through for sawing through stuff. They have theirs comes with also the karambit style handle. It's got a ring, but their ring is at the top. The index, where the index finger will go. I'm probably gonna have 2. I don't know yet. But yeah, it's cool. So now, hey, all right. So this is my first time making a knife. I know nothing all about knives except they cut through shit. And if I was gonna design one, it turns out it's the one the special forces uses. So that's cool. But the thickness of the blade and how it handles. So I went looking at different blade or handles down at the thrift shop, just getting an idea. And I found this one by IKEA, and I really do like the thickness of it. It feels good in my hand. And I went through with the steak knife. I went through and took the rotor tool I was telling you about and sanded down some grooves. And you're gonna see that video. And I found that fits real nice. So I'm gonna have something about that thick, the handle. A little shorter though. This is probably a 5.5. Mine's at 4.5. This is probably a 6-inch blade. Mine's gonna be about 5-inch blade. Again, this is a kitchen knife. This is for like butchering shit. God bless you, kid. I love you, and I can't wait till you get these tools. I know your mom has a garage in the back, and I think you guys have a shop table out there. I think I saw Chris at it, but if you need, you're more than welcome. Your tools are already yours, all the vices and all that shit. But if you need the coffee table, it's a great coffee table. It has solid oak. And if you need knife handles, shit, just cut off one of these damn legs if you really need one. But these legs would make awesome knife handles, man. So, all right, brother. I love you much. And, yeah, it's going to be exciting. Peace.